Now I'm going to do a little bit of animation analysis on a few films, discussing a few of those principles, just to give you an idea of some of the things. So one of the most important principles is the bouncing ball, which is also squash and stretch related. And the bouncing ball is taught for animators to learn like how to exaggerate things. So if you have, a tennis ball that's bouncing, it has a certain cadence. It goes down quickly, bounces off the ground, goes into what we call hang time. So it slows down because it's going away from gravity, and then it accelerates back towards ground. So there's a timing change on this bouncing ball. It's not even. It goes fast, slow, right? And in animation, we like to exaggerate these things. Now, depending on the weight of a character, it can move very differently. So here we have the lightest character you could possibly see. It's a flea. So his name is P.T. Flea, and his accents are all just bouncing balls. And you can see I've drawn over here, as you can see, the timing of this bouncing ball is quite quick. He just bounces off the ground like a popcorn kernel. He doesn't dwell a lot of time. He doesn't have a lot of anticipation, which we'll talk about in a minute, to get going. And when he does hit the ground, he doesn't have a lot of weight. He just sort of sticks. So this is really important to see when you're trying to show something that doesn't have a lot of weight. So this is a very light bouncing ball, but he's still following the animation principles of the bouncing ball, which is fast, slow, fast, right? And this is actually not the bouncing ball. This is what I call the bowling ball, because King Kong is massive. And if you drop a bowling ball, it's not going to bounce much. It's going to hit the ground. It might bounce a little if it's on concrete, because it's such a rigid thing. But if you drop it on grass, it's not going to bounce, right? If it's on a hill, it will eventually start to roll. So it takes its time because it's got such inertia of its own that to change directions, it takes a lot of effort. And if you essentially watch this clip, imagining that King Kong and the T-Rexes are giant bowling balls, you'll start to understand what it is that animators have to do to create heavy, believable characters. So let me finish this out, and then I'll go back and show you a few things.
Oh my God. Just love it. Oh.
So much weight.
Oh my God.
You feel the power and the magnificence of these characters. So, he's essentially a bowling ball with arms, and he has these strong limbs that can propel him through these things. So here you see him pushing this weight forward and then dropping it down. And when it hits the ground, it stays there. It just has to readjust its rotation and torque to move again to get the T-Rex to fly over him. Here we're looking at the T-Rex's body, right? Lifting that heavy bowling ball up and over. And then this one is the heavy rock. It's essentially just a bowling ball smashing down. And as you see it hit the ground, it just smashes like a bowling ball was and slowly falls over, right? Here, King Kong and the T-Rex, think of them as bowling balls with these limbs. And as long as the bowling ball is moving in a very slow, controlled way, you're going to have weight. You can do anything you want with these extra limbs. If you start to accelerate that bowling ball, change directions quickly, or have it move fast, move slow, move fast, you're going to lose all sense of weight. And all these clips we're looking at, they do not break that rule. That bowling ball is solid. It takes a while to get moving. It takes a while to stop. And when it starts going in a direction, it continues it until there's a good reason to stop, like the solid ground here. And then it will just start to roll as the limbs kick, right? So there we have smash on the ground. His limbs will overlap. The bowling ball stays put right there. This is a really great example from the side view. You can see King Kong picking up the T-Rex and throwing him over, squashes on the ground, and then flips up into the air, down. Now, when he hits the ground here, it smashes and sticks because its momentum was going down, and then slowly rotates as his legs and tail squirms Downward, downward, downwards, off screen. Same exact thing here at the end. You have this T-Rex fighting for his life, pulling away. King Kong grabs back. T-Rex pulls again. King Kong gives a mighty last effort and pulls him down, squash, bounces just the tiniest bit here. You see that a bouncing ball would go way up. This one is a bowling ball. It barely goes up. It falls, smashes on the ground, again, sticks, and slowly starts to roll as he squirms. So these animators really understood the principles of animation to create this stuff in such a beautiful way.